The Auburn Tigers run wild in Waco to a 38-24 victory over the Baylor Bears. Let's go.
You are now listening to the War Report Podcast Network.
Let's go. Good morning to my Auburn family. What's up to my up-tempo gang? Reaction show edition of the Up-Tempo podcast. My guy, Nick Frazier, as he will be all season, joining me the morning after. And Nick.
Yes.
I don't know if I've ever been as fired up to do one of these damn shows, baby, as I am today. Let me tell you something real quick.
Okay, I'm listening.
This Auburn football program has been playing football for over 100 years.
Yep.
And it has been built on one thing.
Already.
And that's running that rock, baby.
That's true.
That's running that rock. And let me tell you something. If they can't stop it, then you line up and hit them in the mouth.
Exactly.
And if you do it for 4 quarters and they ain't got nothing for you, hey, staying too high all night, Dave. Staying too high all night. We'll take 5. We'll take 6. What a performance, man. We talked all summer long about just how important this game is. A swing game for Auburn right out the gate. We were going to be feeling really good this morning, or we were going to be feeling really bad. Not the way I thought the game was going to play out. Some surprising, we talked all summer about Auburn's wide receivers and DBs being the strength of the team, and that's not how the game went at all. But listen, dude, a dub is a dub. Just get your initial thoughts, Nick. 38-24. Auburn runs for over 300 yards. Jackson Arnold over 130 yards on the ground. 2 touchdowns. Woo! That felt good, baby.
Yeah, man. It felt great this morning waking up and seeing that Auburn had a W in the win column. It was 1-0 in the win column. That's what it is, man. It felt good seeing that, man. I'm not gonna lie. I got a little worried in the first half when I was looking at this and I saw Orlando was gonna stay in the too high look, and I kind of saw Coach Freeze kind of try to throw the ball. I was like, Coach, just run the ball, keep running the ball. But then when he came out in the second half, and that's basically all Auburn did, I was like, yes, man, there we go, man. I was excited, but yeah, man, I'm excited. This is great. It's a great feeling, man. Going 1-0. Against an opponent, against a quality of an opponent. Baylor's, I'm not gonna say surprised me, because I think this is a team that averaged like 30-something plus points a game last year. But nah, man, it was great to do it on the road, first game of the season in their home field, man. I'm excited. Can't wait for the rest of the season to see what potentially can happen.
Yeah, and I mean, look, you got this one under your belt, and now you come back home for what should be 2 tune-up games before you start SEC play. So, like, when you really got into that territory in the offseason of predicting how many wins can Auburn get? Can they get to 8? Can they get to 9? Like, this was one of those big ones. Like, you've really kind of set yourself up now where, look, I don't want to look too far ahead. We're going to react to this victory and celebrate this victory. But, like, if you just get one of those on the road, A&M or Oklahoma, baby, you sitting pretty. Let's look at some of these stats, because to just be honest with you, I've read them 15 times to myself, and I want to read them out. I want to read them out loud.
Hey, make it happen. Let's do it.
Jackson Arnold passing 11 for 17, 108 yards, no touchdowns, no interceptions, a QBR of 93.7. Obviously nothing to write home about, but then when you go and look at the rushing, you figure out why. Jackson Arnold, 16 carries, 137 yards. He averaged 8.6 yards a carry, 2 touchdowns, a long of 27 yards. My guy, Damari Austin, bro, waiting his turn. Physical, hard runner in between the tackles. I love that touchdown run from the 9-yard line there. Talked about red zone struggles, man. Hey, just run over somebody and you ain't got to worry about it. 16 carries for 84 yards, 5.3 yards a carry, a touchdown with that. Jeremiah Cobb doing a little bit of everything. He had a nice in between the tackles touchdown run as well. 16 carries, 74 yards. He averaged 4.6 yards a carry with a touchdown. And then Eric Singleton added 2 carries for 10 yards. And really, Nick, let's start there. I felt like, that just the kind of the motions with Eric Singleton a lot, kind of keeping that Dave Aranda defense off guard. And for whatever reason, they never really adjusted to it. It seemed to me like They listened all off season. They heard about Cam Coleman. They watched tape on Eric Singleton. They knew all these weapons, Malcolm Simmons. They knew what it was. And they said, Auburn's not beating us over the top.
Yep.
And maybe they felt like Hugh Freeze would go away from the run. Like, hey, if we give it to him, he'll go away from it anyway.
Mm-hmm.
But I kept kind of waiting for Baylor to do something different defensively. And they just didn't do it. That's my big takeaway before we kind of get into like the players and all that kind of stuff. But I got to give a shout out to Hugh Freeze, man, because I've been on him all off season, like a lot of people have, about why were you not giving the ball to Jarquez? Why were you not doing the things that were working and just taking what the defense gave you? Boy, they didn't try to get too cute last night.
Yeah.
And it felt like every time it was 3rd and short or 4th and short and Auburn had to get it, we got it. I mean, a long touchdown run on 4th and 1 from just outside the red zone. Am I dreaming, Nick? I had this PTSD in my head of like, somehow this is going to get blown up here and then they're going to get the ball back and we're going to make a mistake. Nope. Right up the middle. Great play call to the end zone. Dude, this offensive line, just doing work. But Hugh Freeze saying, okay, Dave, if that's what you're going to give me, then I'm going to take it. No trick plays. Didn't try to get too cute or get too creative with it. Just lined up, my buddy, and played SEC physical Auburn football, brother.
Play football, man. That's exactly that gives that part right there actually gives me a lot more optimism about the rest of the season. Because if you look at last year, what could have happened last year? We could have kept trying to bang our head against the wall, trying to do what we thought we were good at. And you know what? He did what we were good at in that game, which was running the football. And shout out to Jackson Arnold, man. Jackson Arnold in that game as well, too. Even when if you saw a couple of times when he stepped back in the pocket, he actually moved within the pocket very well last night and things like that. When you saw him step back, when you saw him take the snap in the shotgun, if it wasn't there, you know what he was doing? He was pulling it down, finding the lane, and trying to get positive yards. He did not put the ball in harm's way. He did not try to make a play that wasn't there with the ball in the air. It was either his guy gonna get the ball, or the ball was gonna be in a place where nobody got it, or it was him pulling it down, getting some of those rushing yards. And shout out to Jackson Arnold, man. Shout out to Hugh Freeze, man. I gotta give him his props. Like you said, we have to give him his props, man, because last night he stuck with what was working, and you saw the results of it. 38 points, man. 38 points that Auburn put up on the road. Like I thought this game would be 28, 30 points. 38 points on the road. Shout out to Hugh Freeze. Let's give you shout out to Hugh Freeze, man. I'm gonna give you a hand clap on that one, Hugh. I gotta give you a hand clap because I was hard on you all off season, but I'm gonna give you a hand clap on that one. Good job, man. Great job.
Yeah, for sure. And again, just sticking with what's working. There's no need to go away from it. If they can't stop it, man, keep doing it. Connor Lew, tremendous. I thought Jeremiah Wright was tremendous. Really everybody on that offensive line. There was a point where when Jeremiah Wright did get hurt, Tutal came in. And when Tutal came in, it was I want to say it was like an important 3rd down, like right away. And we ran right behind him. There was no step off. And then I stepped back and I said, whoa, is this depth? is this offensive line depth showing up for Auburn? Am I in heaven?
Yes. That's why you go get a Mason Murphy. So that's why you go get Mason Murphy to play at right tackle. Then you get a guy that started on the offensive line last year as your 6th guy to come in as the depth piece. So I mean, it's not like he didn't have experience playing. The man knew what he was doing. He came in, stepped in, and it was just like gel, man. It's just like they gelled together, and they were still able to push Baylor's defense enough to get the yardage that they needed, man. Great, man. It felt good. It felt good, man. Offensive side of the ball, it felt really, really good.
Yeah, and because you still like Cam Coleman with 1 catch, Eric Singleton with 3 catches. If you tell me that before the game, my reply would have been, well, I hope we run the ball well.
Yeah, exactly.
I hope we're running the ball well. Listen, Cam Coleman's a baller. Eric Singleton's a baller. Perry Thompson's a baller. Those guys are going to eat. And now you have 2 games to where you can do that. But look, you can kind of get the offense on schedule, get things worked out,
Mhm.
or the passing game anyway. The offense looked on schedule, but get that passing game, get everybody on the same page and all that. You got a couple weeks now to kind of get that ironed out, and I expect there to be days. Look, if Auburn can run the ball, will they go for over 300 yards every game in the SEC? No, but like if Auburn can run the ball just close to this rate, and they didn't even have to. We didn't have to show what we have. We didn't have to show you anything in terms of what can be done in the passing game. Malcolm Simmons is still explosive. Cam Coleman's still explosive. Those guys are gonna make plays as the season goes on. There's gonna be days where Auburn eats through the air. You just didn't have to do it. And man, if this Auburn defense, or excuse me, if this Auburn offense can beat you in more than one way like that, if it's a situation where it's, well, whatever you give us, we'll take it. And that's kind of what the RPO system is set up for, right?
Yeah.
That's kind of what Hugh Freeze wants to have set up. So Jackson making the right reads. Sometimes it's just a handoff, and maybe Jeremiah or Damari made a big run, and them and the O-line get the credit for it. But Jackson starts the play with the correct read and handing the ball off and reading the defensive line and the linebackers the correct way. So it's really the decision making. And when you speak to Jackson, look, I'm not knocking. This is not a knock on any of the previous QBs at Auburn since 2019, really. But in these kind of games, we have not seen for 4 or 5 years now an Auburn quarterback make the play when he had to make it. And time after time, whenever Baylor would go down and score and make it a game again, Jackson Arnold would come right back, would face a critical down, and he made the play. Nick, that play, and shout out to my guy Horatio Fields, because that third down where Jackson extended the play just a little bit and then got it to Horatio, and he used his physical strength to just pull the DB across for the first down. I believe that was on that long 7-play drive in the fourth quarter. 7-minute drive. Really ate up almost half of the fourth quarter. Boy, that was big. That was big. And it's just a play in the past, bro, that an Auburn receiver would have dropped, or the quarterback would have been a little bit off on and made a mistake. But just time after time, man, he made the correct play. He made the right read. He stayed within himself. No turnovers. One got close. But how about that? The ball bounced in Auburn's way.
Yes.
It did. A lot about it felt good, man. A lot about it offensively felt really good, bro.
It did. Yeah. I mean, speaking to that drive, I'm gonna call it the drive. Yeah. That right there is even more encouraging, because when you look at it, Baylor scored, I think it was like 11 minutes left on the clock, and Baylor did not get the ball back until it was like 4 minutes and 14 seconds left in the game. Now, and I know we keep talking about last year, but when you compare that, would this team have done that last year? No, it would not. We would not have held the ball that long and would not have leaned on what was working. I think on that drive, that was the only pass, if I'm not mistaken, that was thrown on that drive. Every other play on that drive was a running play or an RPO style play where it had a pass option to it, but it was more than likely he was handing the ball off running. So looking at that and just leaning on the run game, leaning on Baylor, having the offensive line just lean on the defensive line and just push them around and just move the ball down the field at will, and then end it with Jackson Arnold with was it a 21 or 22 yard
21
touchdown, 21 yard touchdown run? Seal the game, man. That was encouraging to watch, encouraging to see the game management, the situational game play calling, the situational thinking through the game and things like that. That was just encouraging to see from the offensive coaching staff. Man, it was great to watch.
Yeah, there's been so many times over the years where I've been screaming at the TV on 3rd and 4th and short, get the push.
Yes.
Just get some push.
Yes.
And they did it. They did it. They manhandled
it.
That Baylor defensive line, man. Came in there, and it just looked like old school Auburn football. And that's a beautiful thing, because, like I said earlier, you know that you still got Cam Coleman in your pocket. Yep. You know that you still got Malcolm Simmons in your pocket and Eric Singleton. And those guys are going to do great things this year, but you just didn't have to do it. In this era of the transfer portal, man, to see a guy like Damari Alston, who has just sat there, been an Auburn man, voted team captain, and waited his turn to get that start, to run hard, physical, got banged up, came back in the game. That was good to see. Just shout out to you, Damari Alston. So proud of that young man. So proud of what he's become at Auburn. And it's a testament to what's being built. And look, I'm sure that Cam Coleman and Perry Thompson and Eric Singleton and Malcolm Simmons, they wanted to eat. Yep. I'm sure that they wanted to run wild. But one, they looked pretty happy on the field after the game, and they looked pretty happy in the locker room.
Yep.
But man, they were blocking their ass off, Nick. They I thought the holding call on Perry was kind of
it was I agree with you.
Sketchy, but man, listen, there was a couple of those third and shorts there where we ran it, and I saw Cam Coleman engaged. Like he meant that. He meant that. He wanted to get in there, get his helmet into that other guy's shoulder pads, into his chest, and move him back, and that's just what he did. So that shows me that, hey, look, I know that you're a wide receiver, and I know you want your touches and everything like that, but that shows me buy-in, man.
Yeah,
that shows me a bunch of guys that are bought in and just wanted to go to Baylor and get out of there with a dub. Just
that's exactly what that means.
Just physical, bro. It was just such a physical football game, physical domination over 4 quarters. Let's get to some of these comments. The chat is starting to pop. Share this out on social media. Hit that like button. All that good stuff. Tag me, tag Nick, tag the War Report Podcast Network. Brett says it was a death by 1,000 cuts last night. Absolutely. Baylor said Cam Coleman's not going to beat us for 50 yards over the top. And Hugh Freeze and Derek Nick said, cool.
Yeah, it's great.
Cool. That's fine. Well, especially on that 4th quarter drive, I'm like, they're staying in too high. Like, we're just going to run it down your throat, brother, and eat up the clock. Okay, cool.
Hey, keep giving it to us, man. We appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Thank you, buddy. Devin says, War Eagle fan, what a game. Devin was at the game. She is now 3-0 at Auburn games. So
that's what's up.
Maybe Devin, we'll have to get some fundage up to see if we can get you to some more of these things. Ephesians says large portion of that yardage Baylor got was yak because of poor tackling. Clean that up, and AU wins this by 4 scores. Clean it up over these next 2 games. Yeah, look, I was surprised by how bad the tackling was. Baylor throwing for as many yards as they did. If you'd told me that before the game, I'd have said you're crazy. Kind of a rough night from my guy Jordan Crawford or Jamal Crawford, Jay Crawford. I'll get it right in a minute. Too many Crawfords on this team, Nick.
Yeah, it's a lot.
But listen, man, ultimately, I still believe in this Auburn defense. I still believe in DJ Durkin. Wasn't a good night. There's also another comment here. Get it pulled up where Steven says, I've never seen 2 defensive coordinators that did not make adjustments. and that's, I talked to my dad at halftime, and he was like, well, DJ was really good at halftime adjustments last year.
Yes, he was.
So maybe maybe it'll look different. And it didn't. So I was a little bit surprised by that, but also I'm not going to make too much of it. We'll discuss those things kind of later on in the week. But I was disappointed for sure. It's important to remember. Like, I bet if you watch games today, you're going to see a lot of poor tackling.
Oh yeah, easily.
It's week 1. This is not the kind of football that a lot of us that played grew up on, where you're doing Oklahoma drills every Tuesday when you come in, and 2-a-days in the summer and all that kind of stuff. You just don't do that anymore. This was the first time that a lot of these guys have. I'm not like. Had to tackle in a long time,
True.
You're just not doing it. It's what they call it, thudding. You do a lot of thudding in fall camp.
Just wrap up. Just a little wrap.
Yeah, just little wrap ups and stuff like that. And hey, if you're a Baylor Bear fan watching this, throw it to Trig. That would be moving forward, because that kid is a dog. And we didn't have an answer for him, but I'm not sure how many other people on Baylor's schedule are going to have an answer for Trig, dude.
Yeah, he's a mismatch problem. And I've always stated that. And I honestly feel like, and I want to talk about Trig, but I honestly feel like Preston Howard could be that for Auburn. Like as a receiving threat, because he's like, you saw last night, Trig was just a mismatch. Like, if you put a safety on him, safety is too small, or he's not physical enough to go up against him. So Trig dominated a lot of those guys. And then if you put a linebacker on him, linebackers might not be fast enough to cover him. And things like that. There was a couple of times when I know for a fact 2 plays where Robert Williams was covering him, and Trig just came right across his face and he would. I'm not sure if he was able to keep up with him or he just got stuck in mud or something like that. And Trigg caught it across the middle and was running vertical towards the line. So having a guy like that that's a mismatch problem like that, man, it's a luxury to have. So yeah, throw it to Trigg. I agree with you there, man. Throw it to Trigg, man.
Yeah.
He is your ace in the hole. That's what he looks like.
Yeah, we need Baylor to have a good season now. Go on to win 8-9 games, Baylor, compete for that Big 12 title, and make this look like a solid win for Auburn at the end of the season.
It's a possibility.
And then to that point, Daryl says, great game plan for the offense, but man, I'm hoping the defense is just first game hiccups because, we did not expect that at all. Yeah, it was surprising, and I kept kind of thinking over the game, this is going to get better. This defense is going to lock it up. But look, man, that two big red zone, like they got some big red zone stops. They got the stop when they had to get it. I thought Amaris Williams was a bright spot. Hopefully he's okay. I know he was hurt there at the end of the game. I don't know if it was like a cramping thing or whatever. It was hot. He was kind of holding the back of his leg. So, I haven't heard anything on that. I'm sure we'll get the news in a couple of days. Hopefully he's okay. But I mean, he had that one where Murray got the sack, but he just shoved old boy into Murray's lap. So I thought Amaris Williams was good, electric out there. They did a lot to shut down Keldrick Falk. And on a night when Keldrick Falk was kind of quiet, when did you see him? On that last drive when he had
Yeah, he got him a sack. Got him a sack
when he had to make a play, man.
Yep.
Big time players make big time plays in big moments. So, Daryl, I'm with you. Again, wasn't expecting that, but it was really it was the secondary. And I mean, if you look at it, Sawyer Robertson threw the ball 48 times. He wasn't overly efficient with it, 27 of 48. It was just the big plays. And it's concerning because the big plays was the thing that kind of was the one negative on the Auburn defense last year. I think for me, it's 4th and 9. You've got to get off the field.
Oh my God.
Giving up a touchdown. Bro, we got to get off the field on 4th and 9. This is, I can't make any excuses for that. They had 2 touchdowns on 4th downs. Now you had 2 4th down stops in the red zone as well, but 4th and 9, bro, you got to get off the field. So yeah, some of that stuff, it's got to get cleaned up. I'm with you on that, Daryl.
On that particular call right there, man, the defense has to communicate on that particular call. You have a safety, you have cornerback. Auburn was particularly on cover 3 in that particular moment right there, and you have a outside back or a nickel back playing right there. What he should have done, he should have put hands on that guy going straight down the seam.
Yeah.
And he should at least put hands on him and then said, hey, let the guy know something there, because Anthony's eyes was stuck in the backfield on the quarterback, and he didn't even see him coming down the seam. And I'm just like, come on, man. You gotta communicate that. You gotta let him know that man is coming in your territory. And then that dude close to the line, he has to get hands on him. He has to disrupt his route pattern. Disrupt, because he literally had a free release down the seam to the end zone. And when I saw it, I said, good God. I was like, man, that right there was disheartening to watch, because I was like, come on, man, we got to be better than that. You got to talk. That's the one thing that I was taught when playing defense. You have to communicate on defense. You have to. When you're passing people, when you are passing off a number 1, a number 2 receiver off into a zone, you have to at least get hands on him to disrupt him, and then yell to the man next to you in the zone next to you, right. Hey, yo, so they can hear you and know that something. It says something, so that they can know that something's coming in front of their face. And that just looked like it didn't happen. But hey, it's the first game of the year. You just got to keep working on it.
Yeah, and we got some guys that are young. I mean, you saw Eric Winters out there. We got some guys like Anquan Fagans, Elijah Melendez, Bryce Dees, who I think can help in some of those kind of things, particularly that Baylor was doing across the middle. But they're young, so let's see as the season goes on if they kind of develop and all that. DeMarcus Riddick, having him out there guarding receiver on like a slant route wasn't necessarily too big of a fan of that. So there's some things to work on, man. And look, DJ Durkin, again, it was a bad game, but let's make no mistake about it. A good game plan from Baylor's offensive coordinator. And I just don't expect a repeat performance like that from DJ Durkin.
I agree with that.
I think versus Oklahoma, you're going to see a lot more crisp, cleaned, type situation because of what we saw last year. It's like, and what we see, DJ Durkin's been coaching for a long time. So I got faith that what you saw last night is just kind of first game jitters. You just spoke on the communication issue on the 4th and 9. You might have communication issues in the secondary early in the season. So,
agree. And that's what we got to realize. It's the first game of the year. That's what we got to It's the first game. Mistakes are gonna happen, and normally what the adage is, the biggest improvement is normally from week 1 to week 2. It's normally where your biggest improvement is at, and from there you just have minor adjustments throughout the season, if any. Just little minor tweaks is what you have. But I'm sitting here saying I agree with you there, man. I don't think you see anything like that again from a DJ Durkin coach Auburn defense for the rest of the season. I think they're gonna be very sharp and crisp. I concur with that analysis right there.
Yeah, and I bet they're a little upset and pissed off, and they're talented. Those guys are super talented. We all know that. I'm not hitting the panic button on that. Brett says Champ was a damn hammer last night. Well, we're not like that. Young man likes to hit. That young man likes to hurt people.
Yes, he does.
It's fun. It's fun. Brett says our defense shut down our offense all fall. Defense is stout, we said. Got a problem with our offense, we said. Man, what the hell do we know?
That's a good one. That's good. That's good.
You're right. You're right, brother. And that's the thing with the fall camp intel is you're just like, hey, but we don't really know. You know, this is what we're hearing. And until they come out there and play the games, you never know. And Jackson Arnold with his feet. Man. You can't see it in fall camp. You had the glimpses of it, Oklahoma, versus Alabama, and all that kind of stuff. But just what is Hugh Freeze going to do with that? And you saw it. Hugh Freeze is so dynamic when think about what he did with Malik Willis, Nick. When you give him a guy that's got feet, I think it gives Hugh Freeze's offense a whole nother, just like wings, man. It can take off the dimension. Fly.
And that was a question that was asked to him a couple of weeks ago. It was asked to him. He was like, I'm paraphrasing. This is not the exact. It's not a quote. This is a paraphrase. He was basically asked the question of how can you evaluate Jackson Arnold in camp when you're not really going live? Yeah. You know, how can you really evaluate him? He was like, there really is no way for us to do it until we are, in the real thing and live. And you saw it. You saw it last night. You saw it. So in those situations where you was hearing in camp about, oh, he's holding the ball too long, or, he may have thrown an interception right here. In the game, you saw what he did. He pulled the ball down, maneuvered inside the pocket, found a lane, and he was getting 9, 10, 11 yards a pop. So that's the difference when it's live and he can actually, he can be hit. And you know what he was doing? He was sliding too. He was sliding. He was not taking hits. He was sliding. And I like that.
Yeah, Jackson was a dog last night. Very encouraged for what I saw from his mentality more than anything, really. Justin the Juke says Jackson made us an Eagle touchdown celebration. He did. He kind of flashed that up to the Baylor fans. I like that one a lot. Brett says Dustin Jackson got that Baker Mayfield in him. Hey, he got a little bit of dog in him now. He's got a little bit of dog in him. And if you're going to you tell me what kind of quarterback I want. I want a choir boy or I want a dog. Look, I know some NFL franchises, they like the buttoned up guy that says all the right things. And they know, Peyton Manning, one of the greatest of all time. There's nothing wrong with that approach. Me personally, I like a guy that got a little bit of that dog in him, got a little bit of that fire in him. And I think that an Auburn team that has had unproductive quarterback play, has had offensive stuck in the mud for a long time now, and has had 4 straight losing seasons. I think Auburn needs a quarterback with a little damn juice right now. I think he has kind of the perfect mindset for what this team and what this program needs.
Yep. Agree. Wholeheartedly agree.
Ephesians says, I remember watching that 2013 team struggle against Washington State in week 1 on defense and then turning around throughout the season. I'm not giving up on the defense yet. For sure, man. For sure. And you've seen times where offenses have struggled week 1 and they've figured out kind of their identity and what they want to do as the season goes on. So, look, DJ Durkin's a great coach. We've seen that last year. I got trust in him. I got trust in the staff that they'll get it cleaned up. And I got trust in the dudes. Like, we got guys on that defensive side of the ball. That teams are not going to throw for 400 yards every game on Auburn. But look, but as we're saying this about the defense, I do want to point out, going to the total team stats here, that my key to the game, Nick, in my preview show was whoever runs the ball better is going to win the game.
Mm-hmm.
And when I look at Baylor, rushing attempts, 24, yards, 64.
Yep.
2.7 a carry.
Yep.
So I know that we're disappointed in what happened with the secondary, but Baylor's got some playmakers, man. They got some, and I'm not making excuses for the missed tackles and the blown coverage on the 4th and 9, okay? But they've got some playmakers. They got some guys that can make things happen. They have a good quarterback. We talked about it all summer. Sawyer Robertson is a good quarterback. They're an explosive offense, and they had all summer to prepare for DJ Durkin and this defense. They came in with a good game plan. Let's see how it develops. And although I wouldn't grade the defensive performance anything higher than like a C, run game wise, you kept Baylor behind the chains. They constantly had to make big plays. Now they made a lot of them, but if you put an offense in a situation where they have to constantly make big plays, they were fighting from behind because of the way the offense was controlling the clock and running the football, and it was kind of their downfall. And at the end of the day, despite all the yardage, they still only scored 24 points.
Yeah,
I'll take that. If you told me before the game, take it or leave it, 24 from Baylor, I took it.
Agree. Yeah, I mean, when you look at that, when we talk about the big play that the defense gave up, a lot of that, I think somebody said it in the chat earlier, was a lot of that was off of yards after the catch.
Yeah.
I mean, you get the defense was there to make the initial hit, but it was just always like one of the offensive guys would just bounce off of him and just get an extra 7 yards and stuff like that, and that adds to the passing total, and stuff like that. And that's the reason why a lot of people are saying you're gonna be worried. You're gonna be seeing a lot of tackling drills in these next couple of weeks for Auburn, things and stuff like that. But I mean, I agree with you there. 24 points. They put up almost 419 yards passing, 400 and I want to say it was 19 yards passing.
483 total, 419 through the air.
Yeah, 419 through the air and things stuff like that. Yeah, I mean, and only put up 24 points. And I think I always try to look for a key moment in this game of where the game we can say was won. And I look back to the first half. After when Baylor came out, Baylor came out hype. Baylor drove down the field. They get into get into the red zone. Auburn stops them. They kick the field goal. It's 3-0. Auburn comes back. It goes 3 and out. Auburn's defense comes back out, gets another stop. But then Auburn comes down the field, scores one time. Then defense comes out, gets another stop. Auburn comes back down, scores again. So those 2 stops right there, back to back, when it was 14-3, in my opinion, is what is the key to what helped Auburn win this game, because Auburn ended up winning the game by 14, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
Was it 14? Yeah, 14 points. And things of that nature. So those 2 drives right there in the first half by Auburn's defense of stopping Baylor when they were at the highest in their momentum in my opinion, was the key to helping Auburn get the victory in this game and things of that nature. So, I mean, I just always try to find where was this game won, because if Baylor would have scored on one of those drives, this could have been a completely different game. This could have been a 1-score, 3-point game going into the fourth quarter with the momentum and the way Baylor was scoring down the end of the and moving the ball down towards the end of the game. And our defense stuck up in the time, in my opinion, when Baylor was at their highest, when they were at the highest before the game settled down, and things and stuff like that. And Auburn's defense stepped up and made some really good plays in the red zone, as a matter of fact, and stopped them from scoring.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, listen, I mean, sometimes a unit is not having its best day, but it's still got to find a way to make the winning plays.
Yes.
And that's what the defense did. They were probably frustrated at certain points as to what was going on, but they maintained their composure and made the plays to help Auburn get across the finish line. Special teams look good. Let's talk about this, man.
Yes.
I want to start with Alex McPherson because I don't know how many times I'm ever going to say a kicker is a dog. But this young man, bro.
Yeah, man.
This kid is a dog. Large intestine removed, fighting ulcerative colitis. Look, it's not about me, but when I was a kid, I was in a very bad car wreck. I was like in a single cab pickup truck, right? And so you know how those seat belts are. They're just the ones that go across your waist.
Yeah.
And we hit a tree. and it pushed my intestines kind of up into my stomach and then caused a blockage.
Yeah.
So I was in the hospital for like 9-10 months when I was 6 years old, and then had intestinal issues like as a child for a few years after that. I'm good now, but like it sucks.
Yeah.
It sucks, man. It sucks. Like you can't hold food down. It's really, really tough for that kid to be out there going through that. And I mean, just earlier in the week, he was talking about he can't hold food down. He's not feeling good, man. To come out there, hit all your extra points, and I know it was a short field goal, but to bang that thing through, and a lot of people, if they were going through what Alex is going through on a daily basis, they would probably eliminate the stress of being a collegiate athlete from their life.
Yeah.
And he is still pursuing his dream and out there doing what he wants to do. And man, I think he's tough as nails. I think he's tough as nails, and I just want to give him his props for that. And also, Hugh Freeze, we got down inside the 10-yard line.
Okay.
And it was 4th and short.
Okay.
And I looked at my girlfriend and I said, he going to go for it? And something going to happen. We're going to drop the ball or something, and we're not going to get it.
Okay.
And as frustrated and as pissed off as he was, he told get out there and kick the field goal. And I rose up. Are we taking points? Are we just I was so happy. I've never been more happy for a chip shot field goal. Hey, listen, I'm a momentum guy. Some people don't believe in momentum. I do. You got the momentum. I know you wanted 6. You're probably thinking, boy, we're running the ball down their throat with what Jackson's doing with his legs. We got a play right here that can get us in the end zone. I'm sure you thought that. You kick that field goal, and you just keep the momentum going, man. It sucks. But he talked about it at Tiger Talk. He said every drive has to end in a kick. One way or the other. So hit that decision right there, and we won by 14, so it would have just been 11. I don't care. I fully believe in momentum, bro. And look, put it through. We got 3. Let's regroup and find a way to get 6 this time. And the alternative is you don't get any points, and then it's this, here we go again. And it's momentum for Baylor and all that kind of stuff. Don't overthink it. And sometimes go back to Iowa State and Kansas State.
Speak the facts, Dustin. Speak the facts.
Go back to Iowa State, Kansas State, week 0. You saw Coach not take points, and it ended up costing him in the end of the game. You don't know how that thing is going to play out. You don't know how it's going to play out. Just take the points. And Hugh Freeze didn't overthink it. He just took the points, banged the field goal through, kept the momentum going, and we kept rolling. I just loved it, dude. I thought it was Hugh Freeze's best game as a play caller as Auburn's head coach.
I don't need to say anything after that because you said everything perfectly, Dustin. Everything you just said was perfect. There's no need to add anything to that. That great, yes.
Okay, well, then you can add to the second part of the special teams. How about that kick return, Nick?
Man, let me tell you something. I said when I saw that, let me tell you this. I'm gonna tell you the first thing I thought about when I saw that, and the play. It's a play that is not in Auburn's favor. The national championship game, 2013, the 2014 national championship game, when Auburn went down, scored, and then Auburn kicked off, and Florida State basically came out and was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna take this thing back for a kick return. I mean, for a kick return touchdown." That's the first thing that came to my mind when I saw that happen. I said, when I saw Rayshawn Pleasant break through the initial wall, I said, it's a touchdown, ladies and gentlemen. That's what I said. I said, man, he was gone, and then he bent the corner and he outran. I said, man, that is how you make a statement. That is an answer to something that doesn't happen in your favor when the offense goes down to score. That is an answer. Shout out to Rayshawn Pleasant. Shout out to the special teams for putting points on the board. If we could have gotten an interception and could have took it back for a touchdown, we would have scored on all three aspects of the game. All 3 phases of the game, we would have scored. Maybe we'll get that this season, man. But shout out to Rayshawn Pleasant, man, because man, what you did right there, that was dope. And looking at how he ran that back, I'm telling you, I think he got a couple more in him for the season. I think he got a couple more. I think he got a couple of more in him in the season. I'm telling you, man, watch out. Watch out, man.
Yeah.
Auburn, hey.
Now
this is gonna be good.
opposing coaches might start kicking away and giving Auburn better
Yes.
field position and all those
Yes.
kind of things. They're
Yeah.
going to see this on tape, and he's been doing it his whole career. And now you've seen him doing it at the big time level. So, man, that was so much fun to watch. Shout out Will Redmond, player personnel acquisition. Look, when we got Rayshon Pleasant, I was like, cool. We don't really need any more DBs, but I'll take some. Cool. Turns out he's a game changer in more than just one way.
Exactly.
So that's why you have those guys, man. The weakest link, talking about the going for field goals versus going for it, says he actually went for it on 4th and late in the game when they scored, but also ran the ball on 4th and short. On that one, it was kind of in that range that it was maybe too far for Alex with what he's dealing with right now.
Yeah.
And it was 4th and short, and at that point, you were just leaning. I mean, you were leaning on him, man. Like, I had the PTSD of just Jabba and Auburn will find a way to not get this yard. Yeah. But in the context of the game and what was going on, it was just like, just run it up the middle. They can't stop it, and that's exactly what happened. So, yeah, I think, again, Hugh Freeze making the right decisions at the right time. I thought he was in his bag last night.
He was. Great game plan by you.
For sure, man. And I just want to see the sticks move. I don't care how they move. I just want to see him reset that little thing to first down. If it's through the air, if it's on the ground, does not matter to me. JW says defense will improve. First game jitters. I expect much better play against SEC teams for sure. I agree with you, and I think that the schedule sets up nicely to where you've got 2 home games here versus opponents where you can get a lot of those communication issues that Nick mentioned earlier kind of clean up, get everybody on the same page. And, hey, DJ listed like 30-something guys as starters on the depth chart earlier in the week. So
a bunch of oars. It was a bunch of oars.
Maybe we'll watch some film and we'll get rid of some of those oars.
Yeah.
And we'll kind of get the rotation whittled down a little bit and find out who can do what exactly. For sure. Brett says reminded me of There Goes Davis. Yay, man.
That too. I see.
Love special teams touchdowns, man. It's big time. Daryl says on Jackson Arnold, he wasn't able to do that in fall camp. Now people are shocked to see him turn up. Mentioned last Sunday, backfield creator was going to be activated. Yes, you did, Daryl. He about that life. He is, man. And look, I don't know about having him tote the ball over 15 times a game throughout an SEC schedule, but that's what Baylor gave you. And like Nick, like mentioned, they did a good job of getting down for the most part. He had a few where he had to kind of put his head down and get the yardage, and he did that. But I thought he did a good job of protecting himself for the majority of the time.
I agree with you that I don't think that's something we can see him do the entire season. I mean, but you got to understand too, like with Baylor sitting in the too high shell all game and they leaving you a light box. I mean, it was there for him all night. And let's not think that other teams are going to do that all season long, because now that you saw that Auburn can put up 300 plus yards rushing in a game, you're now going to try to commit at least somebody to the box to try to at least stop that. So what does that do? That leaves Cam Coleman, that gives you Malcolm Simmons, Eric Singleton downfield to where you will see the passing game hopefully matriculate and mature throughout the season. But yeah, I mean, the defense kind of just like Dustin said earlier, man, the defense almost dictated Auburn just the ability to just be like, all right, man, I'm just gonna keep running the ball. I mean, you're not gonna change anything. Guess what? Just keep running the ball, and that's what Auburn did. That's literally what Auburn did in the second half. Just kept running the ball, and it helped us. It propelled Auburn to a win, and I'm excited about it.
My guy Huggy, I had your comment start earlier. I don't know, I lost it or something, but you just simply asked a question at the beginning of the show. How am I doing? I couldn't be better.
Who's Huggy? Is that Huggy, man?
Yeah.
Shout out to Huggy, man.
He said, how you doing this morning, Dustin? Brother, I couldn't be better. I could not be better. And we talked about this. This is the reason why right here. We talked about this a little bit earlier, Alex. Alex Brown says, how about Miller coming in for right and not skip a beat?
Yeah.
Look, I mean, anybody that watched this show knows that I'm never going to complain about running the football. Yeah, and do what works, baby. But as an Auburn fan that grew up on Tommy Tuberville, I just a little soft spot in my heart for lining up and running the ball down somebody's throat for 4 quarters and taking their will. Now, let me tell you something. I heard a whole lot at Big 12 media days from all sorts of media type about SEC being overrated and Do y'all really have an advantage like that in the trenches? Yes. Yes. Yes, we do. What you saw was Southeastern Conference football, old school Auburn football. I'm going to line up and lean on you, and I dare you to stop it. And when you can do that and not have to use Cam Coleman and not have to use Malcolm Simmons and all those guys, it's like it'd be like Mike Tyson winning a fight with his jab. Like, I didn't have to bring out my haymaker. I didn't even have to hit you with my hook. I still got the death blow ready. We didn't have to even show them the main thing, bro. We just lined up, ran a couple of plays. Let's go.
A couple of plays? A couple of them? That's it?
Let's go. We only ran a few. Didn't have to run nothing else. Let's go, man. Let's go. I want to do player of the game. And then I got a few more comments here that I want to get to before we get out of here. My guy, Fire Freeze, gifting the 10 memberships.
Oh, what's up?
Let's go, buddy. I appreciate you, man. For the members, did a high school roundup. Gonna do that every single week where we go through and talk about the commitments and how they did in high school, and we'll pick a commitment and watch this film. We did our guy Peyton Falzone, the QB commit of this current class, because he balled out, and a lot of guys still hadn't played. A lot of guys' first night was last night, and then next Friday night I will begin my high school tour, going to a game every week, checking out an Auburn prospect, our commitment and or target. But obviously we had more pressing issues last Friday night. So we will get on that for the members, man. Did a final thoughts pod. I think I've put out 3, maybe for sure 3 exclusive member pods just for the members this week. So sign up for those memberships today, man. And Fire Freeze gifting 10 of those out. So check your email. You might be a recipient of those if you stay in contact with the channel a lot and you just don't have one. And we're having a good time. And on those, I called it my final thoughts. And what I want to do, I know that it was kind of hard for you guys to get in there yesterday because it was Friday morning and you were at work. But what I want to do is have on game day, come in the morning and just with the members, just kind of have like hey, how are we feeling? Just a more of a casual type discussion before the game kicks off. But for those of you that were able to join, even though you were at work and all that, I do appreciate it. Big jump in memberships, man. Big jump in subscriptions this month. Subscribe, guys. There's still a big chunk. It's over 25% of people that watch the show this month are not subscribed. Just hit that button. It's free. It doesn't cost you a thing. Again, share this out on social media. Pound that thumbs up button. All that good stuff because we're booging. We're feeling good. Let's do player of the game. A few more comments I want to get to, and then we get out of here. Nick, I don't think you have the same player as me. So I'm going to let you go first. Your player of the game.
Jackson Arnold.
Yeah.
Jackson Arnold is the player of the game. 11 of 16, 108 yards, 137 yards, rushing on the ground, 2 touchdowns for Jackson Arnold. His legs, to me, were the difference for Auburn in this game, and his poise and him playing free and him he didn't look confused at all. He looked like it was clear and concise of what he wanted to do and what the offensive staff wanted him to do. And when you do that, you can just play free and just lean on what your abilities are and lean on what you've been taught to do. So to me, Jackson Arnold, I'm gonna have to give him player of the game because his legs were the reason, or the biggest reason, in my opinion, the reason why Auburn got that win last night.
Yeah, look, I'm not gonna push back on it. Completely agree with you. You guys drop in the comments or in the live chat there who your player of the game is. If you're watching on replay, leave in the comments who your player of the game is. I bet if I put up a poll, Jackson would win. And for that reason, I'm going to go a little off that path. And I'm going to say my guy, Connor Lew.
Okay.
For one, he was moving people. But when you bring in 2 new tackles in Mason Murphy and Xavier Chaplin, you're going on the road. You have a new quarterback. Man, he's a leader on this team. I mean, obviously Auburn brought him to SEC Media Days. He got a lot of hype all summer long. And to just show up and he's got to get everything set. He's the guy. So when Auburn runs for over 300 yards on the ground, the guy that's setting all that up pre-snap down, and then on top of that, I can't wait to see his PFF grade. I'm sure he's in the green.
I'm pretty sure he is too. Yeah, I can't wait to see it.
Because he was smoking fools, bro. He was just moving boys in that interior. And a lot of Auburn's big runs and important runs were right up the middle.
Yep.
or right behind him or behind one of the guards.
North and
And
south.
you can't do that if your center isn't established in the line of scrimmage. So it ain't hype. That young man is the real deal. And I know that, center, not the sexiest position to talk about, but I just thought that he was tremendous. I thought he was one of the best players on the field. And that's how you have over 300 yards rushing for sure.
Very true.
Blitz Fly says Lou was a road grader. I'm just so excited to see him as the season goes on. He's just getting warmed up. And like those guys, hey, this Mason Murphy and Xavier Chaplin feel legit. Frustrating with those. They had those 2 penalties like back to back.
Yeah.
I was like, dog.
we went from first and 10 to first and 20 in a matter of like 25 seconds. I was like, oh man, come on, man. I was like, first game jitters. That's all it is. Let's just get it out. Get it out right now. That's it.
But they didn't happen again, and they didn't make any more mistakes. They cleaned it up. I don't like the 9 penalties. Let's see if we can get that cleaned up as the season goes on. I think we can. TK says Remington Award candidate. Yeah, for sure. He'll be on the finalist list. He's going to be a guy to watch.
One thing that I don't want to say we glossed over it, but no turnovers in the game.
Beautiful.
No turnovers.
Beautiful.
And
crazy how that works, Nick.
That's what I'm saying. Seeing that 0 right there, man, like that's amazing. But no turnovers at all. No fumbles, no interceptions, no nothing, no weird thing. Well, it was like a little weird situation, but we got it. Yeah, you said it bounced our way. But no turnovers in the game. And like I said, I think about last year. I think about if we didn't turn the ball over in certain games last year, how many more games Auburn would have won? And you see what happened.
At least 2.
You see what happened. No turnovers, man. If we can just stay there, then we good.
Yeah, absolutely. Madison says the O-line as a whole looked good. Tutal coming in with no drop off. Yeah, I mean, we've talked about it a couple of times. It really. Boy, I haven't seen that in a long time. And it's going to happen. The SEC guys are going to get banged up. It's going to be a thing, especially the way Jeremiah Wright plays. I mean, he likes to get in there and hit you. He kind of helped Damari get in the end zone on that one. It's just so fun to watch, man. But yeah, they look great, and that was flashback to what we're used to seeing. And
yes,
I do it again. I got no look. I want to see them receivers eat, but they take what they're giving you, man, and that was just beautiful. Alex says, "Belt to ass, fellas." Absolutely.
Came in your trap and took over your trap.
And we walked in your trap, and we took over your trap. And
I like that, Alex. I like that.
Yes, we did. And to all the people that sick 'em Bears, you're overlooking. I had one comment particularly. The guy said I was overlooking the Baylor defense, brother. He said the defensive line, excuse me. He particularly said that I was overlooking the Baylor defensive line. He was a Baylor fan. His username was like Sick'em Bear 777 or something. Wow. Yeah, brother, I'm overlooking your defensive line because I didn't even see them boys. Were they out there? I didn't see them. I saw their hands in the air getting shoved back. I saw them getting thrown into the ground by my guy Connor Lou. I saw some of that.
They weren't even out there.
Were they there? Woo!
I like that. I like that one. That's good.
Steven says, what are your two? He's asking us both. What are picks for the day's game? So let's do this real quick, man. Clemson LSU, who you got?
I actually got Clemson winning that game.
I'm with you, but I hope I'm wrong.
I got Clemson. I think I'm gonna say this. I think Clemson is probably the most complete team in college football. I really believe that. Clemson has Cade Klubnik back at quarterback. Clemson has a very veteran offensive line. Clemson's front seven on the defense is going to be one of the best in the country. They have playmakers on the outside at wide receiver. They're veteran. Clemson could literally, if Clemson beats LSU, Clemson can go undefeated the rest of the season. That's how good it is. And the way that their schedule sets up, Clemson has an opportunity to go undefeated. And that's why I have them as probably my dark horse candidate for the national championship.
Oh, okay. Look, I'm not normally this guy. I am very much a I hate my rivals kind of person.
Mm-hmm.
But the stupidity that people like Signetti up in Indiana and all these Big 12 media people and all this Big 10 and whatever the hell Rhett Lashley was talking about, I personally want the SEC to come out today and wax everybody's ass. Because because it's a disingenuous discussion. What 9 conference games, 8 conference games? It doesn't matter if Auburn played 4 conference games. Baylor wasn't stopping that last night. Y'all need to shut up with some of this ridiculousness. And I'm hoping that that's what goes on today. I won't be too mad if Florida State beat Alabama. Okay. Don't get my words twisted. But I want a narrative to get sent today overall, man. I'm pulling for LSU up there. Texas, Ohio State, that's going to be a great one. Yeah, I'm pulling for Texas in that one. So a lot of good football today. How fun is it to have a dub out the way and to be able to just throw your feet up watch some football? I mean, we ain't got to worry about nothing. And when people do lose, we get to go, oh, that sucks.
Yeah, we didn't lose. We didn't lose game one.
That's tough. That's
must
tough.
Be bad. I used to know how that feeling felt.
Yeah. And there's a lot. Listen, this is why I hate 11 a.m. games when you lose, because then I don't want to watch it the rest of the day, bro. Because I'm watching another game and they're like, and by the way, here's Auburn's loss.
Exactly. Exactly. You just get mad all over again.
I know.
The funny part about it is you ain't even calm down from being mad earlier. Yeah. And then they told me something. Well, Auburn lost today. Man, now you just got me mad all over again, bro. I'm hot. I'm even more hot because we should have won that game. Because now I'm thinking about a play that should have went our way, and now I'm hot again. But it's
2:30 in the afternoon, and my day's ruined. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah. It's a good feeling. And look, the Auburn family always shows up, shows out. It's just what we do. So returning to Jordan-Hare Stadium next week to take on the Ball State Cardinals. With that dub in that back pocket, boy, that crowd's going to be fired up, and I cannot wait for it. We got tons of content coming out for you guys all week. Nick, you got big things going on over there at the Water Cooler Talk podcast, man. Tell everybody where they can find you.
Yeah, man. The old Woody Johnson board up again, man. Make sure you go follow us there at Water Cooler Talk Sports on YouTube and at CoolerSpot23 on Twitter, man. So please go over there and help us, man. Trying to get to 800 subs on YouTube before as soon as possible, man. I want to say this. If we do a live game watching. Last night was our first time doing live game watch for Auburn games. Mm-hmm. And I want to apologize because the stream did not go exactly how I wanted to. There was some technical difficulty issues, but we do a live game watch. We're going to do a live game watch for every single Auburn game. 15 minutes before the game start, we're going to come in and we're going to do a pregame, but it will be fixed. And trust me, by next week, it will be fixed and it will be an enjoyable experience that you want to come in and watch. We call it shout out to Auburn Tigers from at SC Season. He called it Nick SPN is what it is. I'm trying to give you that ESPN quality on a Subway budget, but it is what it is, man. That's what I'm trying to do. So we appreciate you so much, man, for rocking with us, man. So please go subscribe to Water Cooler Talk Sports, man. Follow us on Twitter at CoolerSpot23. But yeah, man, trust me. Live stream, all of that will be fixed, and it will be quality next Saturday.
Listen, bro. Sometimes, hey, when you're live and stuff happens, it's just gonna happen sometimes, and you gotta kind of fight through adversity. You gotta kind of fight through adversity and just stay tough, like the Auburn Tigers did last night. And look, I was recording some gaming stuff for the World Report Gaming channel, Nick, the other day, and I'm like in the fourth quarter of the game, and all of a sudden my camera flipped upside down, and I was upside down on the camera, and then it shrunk me and put me in a circle into the corner, and I was like, I don't know. And then I reset it and everything was good to go. And I was like, well, at least this isn't live and I can kind of edit this out. So, weird stuff happens sometimes, man. It is what it is. Go over there next weekend versus Ball State and join Nick on the live stream. Sign up for these memberships today. $3.99 a month for the JV squad, $5.99 a month for the varsity squad. JV squad gets you members only live chat, member shout outs, priority reply to comments, early access to videos, exclusive gifts. Varsity squad gets you all of that and exclusive recruiting update videos. Hey, this recruiting might pop off with a big dub now. We got a couple of home games. I bet you have some big-time visitors. You recently added a 5-star. You want to get into this content today, man, that game day group chat. Woo, we had a good time last night in that thing as well. And discounted merchandise over at thewarreportshop.com. So do that. Do all those things. Share this out on social media. All that good stuff, man. We are knocking on some big-time milestones ourselves in terms of subs, views, all that kind of stuff. It's been a great month. I cannot thank you guys enough. War Damn Eagle. We'll be back Monday morning. Until then, I'm out.